Hi, so another video today. We're going to look at making a boot jack. So as you all know, when we've been out and about and we've got mud all over our wellies, they're quite tricky to get off without getting it all over your trousers or your hands or whatever. So we're going to make one of these. So you should have the instructions on a Word document, which takes you step by step how to do it, but I thought I'd show you a bit of how I've done it. So what I've done is, the initial shape I've drawn out on some paper, and I did that just so that it's a bit easier to use, and you can just cut it out. You can play with the design a little bit until you get it how you want. So if you can see that, I've already done a few extra bits and got it a bit wrong until I was happy with the design that I cut out. So what I did was I used just a little bit of wood that I had lying around. I don't even know what it's from. It's a foot off some furniture, I think, and I drew around that. So just find something, maybe like a tea light or something like that would do it, like a little candle, and just draw that circle there. Now what I've done is I've drawn it on, and then I've laid it on the bit of wood. I don't know how easy that is to see. It's a bit faint, and because of the nature of the wood and the grain, the line is going to be a bit wobbly and a bit wonky, but I've put it on there and I've drawn around it. So the next stage now is going to be to take it outside and cut this shape out with the jigsaw. Now, if you don't have a jigsaw, or you're not confident using one, or whatever, there is an easier version, which is just a rectangle with just a triangle cut out of it, and it should work about the same. So if you need to use that, then you can. So I'll come back to you when I'm outside with the tools. Hi, so we're outside. I've got the bit of wood clamped down. That's really important if you're going to use any kind of jigsaw, so that it doesn't move around. And because I had enough wood, I've drawn it twice, so I thought I might as well get two out of this end piece, so I haven't got this big wasted section. So I'm using a jigsaw. If you haven't got one, or you haven't got anyone to help you, then do the other version. But I'm going to cut this out along the outlines, and then I'll get back to you. So I'm going to be wearing safety goggles and a glove in my left hand. See you in a sec. Well, I've jigsawed them out. They're a bit rough, so on the edges and the corners here, they're a little bit splintery. So what you can do is get some sandpaper and then just give them a rub down with sandpaper first before you go on to the next stage. And the next stage is going to be, we will screw a piece of wood along here, so that when you flip it over, it's going to be raised off the ground like that, so you can get your foot into it easier. So the best thing to do is just find a little piece of wood, and actually where there's been something screwed in before, you can see about the width of wood that you need, something a bit like that, and that will screw onto the bottom, as I say, so that it pops up like that. So whatever you can find, really. All right, I'll get back to you when I've done the next bit. And there it is. So I've just taken a block of wood, really simple block of wood, screwed it on, and if you wanted to, you could play around with a bit of trigonometry and get this angle here so that it lays flat on the ground. But I thought it balances quite well on its own like that, and when you use it, you put one foot on the back, other foot in there, and off comes the boot. And I'll do a little video of that in a minute to demonstrate. So I've sanded it all just to make it a bit neater, and if you wanted, you could paint it, or you could oil it, or you could just leave it as it is. I think I'm going to leave mine as it is, to be honest. Great. So here's the demo of it in action. Come in with your muddy boots on, one foot on the back like that, this one like that, and you can swap over, and that one like so. What a wonderful invention. Have fun.